Hi, this is Agnes. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can recreate this skirt in your size. The tiers can be adjusted, can be made longer, shorter. You can add 3, 4, 5 if you like. Depends on your preference. I'll be telling you how you can do that as we go along in this tutorial. So let's get started. This is how we're going to work the construction of this skirt. We start with the waistband, which is our waist measurements minus 5 inches, or you can deduct 6 inches if you want it more cinched. Then we'll work this part. This is from our high waist to our low waist. Please remember that because of the weight, this kind of pulls down, so don't put it so much below your lowest. And once you are done with that, we'll put a row of slip stitches and then do the tiered part. And once we are done that, with the slip stitches, we'll be able to anchor this mesh part. The mesh part is like half of this first tier because it pulls down. Like I said, it's made of trebles and chain. So once you have that, then you'll add this tier at the bottom. But you can also adjust this. You can add 3 tiers, you can put 4 tiers, or you can make the tiers longer if you like. Yeah, and if you want to add, let's say, a 3rd tier, you just put a row of slip stitches before you put this one, and then you have somewhere to anchor the 3rd one. So it is quite adjustable. We have a drawstring to cinch in our waist or loosen it, and then I also tied some thread through here so that it cinches like this. Okay, so the yarn we'll be using today is soft bamboo double. This is from Go Handmade. It's very soft and silky, and I really like it. It's bamboo, cotton, and a little bit of acrylic. It recommends a needle that is 3 to 4 millimeter hook. I'm going to be using a 3 millimeter hook instead, and the weight is 50 grams, 115 meters per ball of yarn. Okay, you can find them on gohandmade.net in case you want to check out the yarn. All right, foundation chain, you're going to chain the width of your waistband, and mine is about 2.25 inches. So make a slip knot and make chains. I'm going to make 17. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have my 17 chains, and we're going to start on a row of half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, skip the first 2 chains, and into the 3rd chain we are going to be working in these back loops, these 3rd loops at the back. So skip the first 2, and into this 3rd loop at the back we are going to make a half double crochet. So yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops on your hook. Go into the 2nd chain and make another half double crochet, and you are going to go into every chain stitch with a half double crochet until you get to the end. You should have a total number of 15 half double crochets. So to make this wider, you should add more chains, and if you want it smaller, then add less chains, do less chains. All right, my 15 half double crochets. Of course, you don't count the chain 2 stitch as a half double crochet, doesn't count. So next 3 rows are going to be rows of slip stitch. So row 3, this is row 1, row 2, row 3, and row 4, slip stitch only in the back loop. So you're going to chain a 1, turn your work, and then skip the chain, of course, and into the first loop in the back you are going to make a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through. So slip stitch all the way to the end, making sure your slip stitches are loose. If you are unable to make them loose, then use a bigger hook and slip stitch all the way to the end, and I'll meet you before you make your last stitch. Once you have 14, I'll meet you at the end. So I have my 14 stitches, and this is going to be my last stitch. So your last stitch, you're going to work it into the 2 loops and not just the back loop. The 2 loops, go in there and work your 15th. So that's row 2, and for row 3 it's going to be the same. Chain 1, turn your work, skip the chain 1 stitch, it's a turning chain, and then work slip stitches only in the back loop until you get to the end, and in the last stitch work in the 2 loops. Make sure you have the same number of stitches on every row. For me it's 15 on every row. I have 14, and the last one can be hard to see, but it's there, so work in the last 2 loops your 15th. Chain 1, turn your work, and repeat the 3rd row of slip stitches. Getting to the end of row 4, in the last stitch we are working in both loops, and that's our last slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 2, and we are going to repeat this pattern. So once you chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Turn your work, and we are going to do a row of half double crochets. So all the half double crochets are going to be worked on the right side. So yarn over in the back loop of that very first stitch, make a half double crochet and go into every back loop with a half double crochet until you get to the end. And once you get to the end, we will work in the 2 loops. Okay, I'll see you when you have 14 half. I've got my 14, and then the 15th is going to be in these 2 loops, the last stitch, half double crochet, and then we're going to repeat the 3 slip stitch rows. So chain 1, turn your work, and slip stitch in the back of the back loops until the end. So you get the point. It's just going to be a repeat of these stitches. So this is my ribbing. I did 21 inches. So I measure from here. Oopsie. All the way. I have 21 inches, and now we are going to join. So this is about 21. Mine is about 21 to 5 because I want you. I want to end the waistband with the slip stitches raw. Okay, so now we are going to join this. So you're going to fold it and keeping the right side out, and we are going to join it using a slip stitch. So I'll just go into this chain space, this chain 2 that we started with. In there is where I'm going to anchor, so I will slip stitch like that, and then I'm going to work slip stitches all in it, all the stitches. I'm only working in the loops that are close to each other. So in this first loop here, and then this other one on the other side, and then slip stitch to join. So slip stitch to join the 2 sides together until you get to the end. Okay, slip stitch all the way to the end. So we have our waistband ready, stretches. And now we're going to work a row of single crochets to just clean up this area before we start on half double crochets. So you are going to go ahead and chain one, and we're going to have 4 double crochets in every 4 rows. Okay, so start a double crochet, I mean a single crochet there, a single crochet in this next stitch. So in the slip stitches I only have 2 single crochets, and then in this half double crochet row I will put 2 single crochets. Why do I keep mixing them up? Okay, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets. So in this slip stitch rows I put 2 single crochets, and then in the half double crochet row I do 2 single crochets, just like that. So it's 4 single crochets for every 4 rows. Whichever way you put them, you distribute them, doesn't really matter. You can, your placement doesn't matter so much. So 1, 2. All right, so that's our single crochets, and you're going to do all the way until we get back here, all around. So once you go around with single crochets and come back here, you're going to go on top of the first single crochet and close it off with a slip stitch. And then this seam here is we're going to put it on the side, and then we're going to mark this other side too, because we need to make some increases on these 2 sides. So put a stitch marker on the side to mark this side, and on this end is where we are starting and ending our rows. So we'll make increases here, and you are going to chain 2. Chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so you're going to go into this very first stitch here and make a double crochet. So we will make an increase when we come to the end of the round. So you're going to continue making double crochets until you get to this stitch marker, and then we'll make an increase by putting 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. I went from the start to now here. I'm coming to where we have our stitch marker, which is the other side of our hips, and I'm going to take out the stitch marker and make an increase, and this increase is going to be by just working 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. So that's 1 double crochet, and in the same stitch work another double crochet. So that's our increase, and now we're just going to make 1 double crochet in every stitch until we get to the end of the round, and I'll meet you there so that we can make that last increase. So I'm coming to the end. As you can see, I have 1 stitch left. You're going to work a double crochet in that last stitch, and then there's a tiny hole under the chain 2. That's where we'll put our last stitch, which is going to work as our increase. All right, and then to close off the round, you're going to go on top of the first double crochet stitch, insert your hook and slip stitch. So we made an increase here and an increase on the other side. So you're just going to repeat this row, chain 2, and chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so put your first stitch in this very first one, make a double crochet, and you're going to make double crochets in every stitch until you are at the side. When you get to the side, here we made an increase, make another increase, and you're just going to continue doing that all around. So every time you get to the side, make an increase. Every time you get to the end, make sure you put a stitch in this little hole here, and you're going to do this until you have from your upper waist until right down your lower waist. So this is what I have. I did 9 rows, and from top of the waistband to where I am now, it's 5.5 inches. And now I'm going to do a slip stitch row on here. Okay, so we are going to chain 1, right, and I'm going to slip stitch in every stitch, starting from this very first one. I'm slip stitching in both loops. So slip stitch around. Don't make them very tight because we're going to work in those stitches. And I'll come see you once you get back here so that we can close off the round. So coming to the end of the slip stitch round, and this will be my last one. So on top of that last double crochet is where I make my last slip stitch, and then I'm going to go on top of that chain 1 and slip stitch to close off the round like that. So we have this row of slip stitches, and now we are going to work the granny stitch. So what we'll do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, chain 3 counts as a stitch, and now we're going to be working in these 2 loops of the slip stitch. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, and in this very first slip stitch in both loops, yeah, I'm going to go in with a double crochet like that. Those are 2 double crochets now because the chain 3 counts as a stitch, and then chain 1, skip 1. In the next, I'm going to work 2 double crochets. Only in the 2 loops of the slip stitch, work 2 double crochets. Like that, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochets. We are going to be working in these other loops at the back later, so I'm going to do this all around until I get back here. Coming to the end of the round, and you chain 1, skip 1. If you're remaining with 2 stitches or 1, it doesn't matter. Once you skip 1, you're going to go into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets, and then chain 1. So we end up the row with chaining 1. It doesn't matter if you have 1 more stitch left, just chain 1 and close it off by making your slip stitch on top of the chain 3 right there. So your round is done, and then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, all right, and then you're going to yarn over and turn your work. So we're going to be turning our work at the end of every round. So in this chain space here, we are going to make 3 two double crochets. The chain 3 counts as a stitch, so we make 2 double crochets to make it 3. We are making increases, then chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain space between the 2 clusters, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain space. So that's going to be the pattern until we get to the end of the round. I went all around and I'm coming to the end. So chain 1 and you go into that last chain space and make a cluster, so that's 3 double crochets, and then we end our row with a chain 1, and on top of that chain 3 you are going to make a slip stitch to close it off like that. And then we're just going to repeat this row 3 of the granny stitch, so chain 3 and then turn your work and just repeat yarn over. In the first chain space make 2 double crochets, because chain 3 counts as a stitch. Chain 1 into the next space, 3 double crochets, chain 1 into the next chain space, make another cluster, and just repeat this all around. You're going to make a couple of rows until you have enough length, and then we'll come and do the next. Okay, this is how it looks like with that, some little ruffles there. All right, I'll see you when we have enough length. I'll come let you know how many inches. So here we are, and I want to end my tier here. From where I started to where I am is about 6 inches. So you can make them longer if you like, but mine is going to be 6 inches, and for me that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows. So now I want to do a row of single crochets and then a shell stitch row, which of course you can do without, but yeah, I want to do that. So what we are going to do is just continue in the same direction without turning. We don't turn our work. Chain 1, I already have chain 1, but I'll chain it again. Chain 1, and then we're going to make single crochet in every stitch. So in the chain 1 spaces, you also make 1 single crochet in the chain 1, and you're just going to do this all around, and I'll meet you once you get to the end of the first round. I went all around with the single crochets, and now I'm back to closing it off. So once you get to the end, you just go on top of that first single crochet stitch and slip stitch to close it off. So now we're going to start the shell stitch. You're going to yarn over, and then you're going to skip the first 1, 2, 3 and into the 4th, which is the one that is by the chain space. You're going to make 3 double crochets. Chain 2. In the same stitch, make 3 double crochets. Like that. And then you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 into the 4th. You make a single crochet. And we are just going to repeat this. So skip 3, 1, 2, 3 to the 4th. 3 double crochets. Chain 2, then 3 double crochets in that very same stitch. My stitches, oh, I changed the hook size because I didn't want my stitches being tight, to 3.5 from 3. 1, 2, 3, skip 3 stitches into the 4th, single crochet, and we're just going to keep repeating this all around. I went all around and I'm getting to the end. I have less stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of skipping 3, I'm just going to skip 2 and walk into the 3rd. So if you're like, you can just wing it at the end. It's not going to always be the exact number of stitches. You just try to work with what you have. And then I'm going to go on top of this very first one, first stitch of the round, and then make a slip stitch and fasten off. Okay, so this is done, and I'm going to make a second one, and we'll start with a row of trebles here in mesh form so that we can get to the level where we put our second tear. So you're going to reattach your yarn. So we're going to be working in these 2 loops where we did the slip stitch, and you're going to reattach your yarn in the first stitch here where we have the seam. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook. So I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to yarn over twice, and you're going to skip the first stitch into the second stitch. You're going to make what you call a treble, and we're keeping them loose. So chain 1, yarn over twice, skip 1 in the second stitch, make a treble. I'm keeping them very loose. Skip 1, treble, because this is under the garment, so we just need this so that we can get to our next level. Chain 1, skip 1, treble, chain 1, skip 1, okay, so keeping it very loose while working in these loops. All right, so go all around and I'll meet you once. I went all around and I have 1 stitch left, so chain 1, and then we're going to go on top of 1, 2, 3, 4, on top of the 4th stitch and make a slip knot to finish off. Okay, and then we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to turn our work and then just repeat the same thing. So yarn over twice, go on top of the previous treble, make a treble, chain one, make a treble, chain one, make a treble, chain one, yarn over twice, and make trebles all around. You're going to keep doing this once you get to the end. Close off the round and turn your work until you have half the measurements of your tire, whatever. This part here, half of the measurement. So mine was, I think, let's see, about 6 before I put the other shell stitch. So I'll do until I have 3 inches. Then we'll come and put the second tire, because then this tends to, when you add some weight of this other tire, it will pull down. Okay, so we are only going to make half of this measurement and then come and start on this work. I did 1 2 3 4 5 rows, and this is about 3.5 inches long of the mesh. Okay, so now we're going to go back to doing this other granny stitch. So I'm gonna start with this other row that we had here with two stitches. Okay, so it's going to be chain 3. Chain 3 counts as a stitch, so I'm going to go in this first stitch with a double crochet. So that marks our first cluster, and then chain 1, skip 1, which is this space in between the stitches. Then go into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets in that stitch, chain 1, skip 1 into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1 into the next stitch, 2 double crochets. So it looks something like this. Okay, so I'm going to do this all around, and then I'll meet you once I'm done with the round. So it's just like what we did here. So if you want to make more tears, like maybe 3 or 4 or something, then you are going to do the slip stitch row around here so that you're able to anchor the next one when you're done with this. Okay, or you can make this longer, so you can make this much longer than it is. So I went all around, and I'm coming to the end of that first round. So chain 1, and on top of the first chain 3, you're going to make a slip stitch to join. And now for the next row is you're going to chain 3, which counts as a stitch, and then you're going to turn your work. So chain 3 counts as a stitch, which means in this first chain space you're going to make 2 double crochets, so that we have a total of 3 stitches. Chain 1, skip, go into the next chain space, make a cluster, so that is 3 double crochets in that chain space, chain 1, skip, and go into the next chain space and make a cluster, chain 1, skip, cluster. And you're just going to repeat this over and over again, just like we did with this first one. All right, then I'll see you when you have enough rows. So I'm done, and for this last one, I only did 9 rows because I didn't want it very long, but you can add more rows. Once you're done, then you do the shell just like we did on this other tear. And yeah, that's it. And then once you're done with all that, you're going to make a very long chain that we are going to use as a drawstring in our waistband. Then you're going to take your darning needle like that, and you're going to pass this through the waistband. So just where you want to start, I'm making sure I'm doing the under the posts, these posts like this, and then in and out like this. I'm doing it at the top because that's why I like to do this, in and out the posts. Like that, and you're going to do all this all around until you get back here, and yeah, that's it. I went all around, and this is my drawstring. So with this you can adjust your waist like that and just tie it. Mine is inside because I like it to be inside and hidden, but do whatever you want. So I'm cautious about how this looks on my body because my hips are too small. So instead I'm going to kind of pinch this like this, so that, you know, this is on the hip side. And then I'm going to take my yarn, which is in my darning needle, come from the front, the inside, sorry, go down like this, leave a tail on the other side, then go back like so, and then tie it on this end. A couple of times, and then it looks like that. Then I'll cut this off, and I also did this other side, so now it looks more like this. This is more pulled up, and when I wear it, then this can go like above my hips. So finally done with the skirt. I tried it on. This is how it looks on me. I like it. I like it short, but probably next time I will try to do like 3 tiers of this and see how it turns out. But for now, I like it, and I hope you do too. So see you in the next one.